All right, looks like we're getting ready to go here on Big Friday at Broadway Park. Actually, correct that. We are at Grotto Park for the first time in a number of years, and Pam Monksfeld getting set with the lineup cards, the scorecards. We're going to have introductions, and we'll get ready to go with the festivities here on Big Friday, August 4th, 2023. And let's bring our attention to the field with Pam Monksfeld.
Yes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Big Friday. Little change of action this week as we moved up to Grotto Park because the skunks and the raccoons took a toll on the field at Broadway. So thank you to the park guys for making sure that this could happen up here today, getting us power for PEG access and a few other things. So little improvisation, but you know what, we'll make it work. Today's T-ball game is between the Red Sox, and they are sponsored by the Stone L, and the Marlins, which is sponsored by Dorn & Company. Just want to give a huge shout out to all of our team and banner sponsors. They do an amazing job in supporting the youth in Fergus Falls. As you can notice this year, we did an upgrade with our shirts. And just because of their sponsorship, we are able to do those kind of things. So we just want to say thank you. There is some extra shirts on the table out here. If you guys want to stop and pick up an extra shirt, it's advertising for them. The kids love them, and they're comfortable shirts to wear. So my kids were in the programs years ago, and they're still wearing some of their shirts. So they tend to wear them for years to come. Big shout out to our coaches this year. They did an amazing job. They came in as some experience. We had some new, and together they merged, and here we are at Big Friday. I think our new coaches learned a lot over the year, and our second year or third year coaches also gained a lot of more knowledge, because every year is a learning year for them. And you walk away at the end of the year, hopefully leaving a positive influence, teaching them something, and you had fun. Special thanks today for PEG Access to be here. They're videotaping these games, so if you wish to purchase those games afterwards, give them about a week or so. They'll get them edited and ready to go, and you can contact them as far as purchasing a DVD. When we send out the final brackets and the pictures for the games today, I will also include that information if you wish to purchase a DVD, and then you can contact PEG Access. Thank you to Shane Tilkey. He's here to announce today for the PEG Access into the video, so you'll hear live broadcasting in the videos that you can purchase. At this time, I'd like to introduce the players to you. We're going to start off with our Marlins. They are sponsored by Dorn & Company, and they are coached by Alyssa. We have Kroy Kundi. Ellie Boyd. Presley Wilde. Victor Gustafson. Dax Johnson. Jet Johnson. Owen Nelson. Roy Ecker. Noah Rosted. Aria Lemmer. And Henry Anderson. Next we have our Red Sox. They are sponsored by Stone L, and they are coached by Molly. And we have Matt Larson. Evan Schwartz. Kinsley Sorrell. Reagan Clark. Miller Davis. Briggs Watson. Clayton Brecky. Declan Sandal. Henry Krogh. Henry Silbernagel. And Eli Schwartz. Here's your two teams for the toss game. Good luck to all of you, and let's play ball.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there first from Miss Pam Muxfeld. Let's play ball. So we are ready to go here on Big Friday, the first of 4 Big Friday championship games being played here through the City of Fergus Falls Parks and Rec summer baseball programs. And we are first up with our D1 T-ball division. And we're going to get ready for the rock, paper, scissors to determine who the home team will be in this morning's D1 T-ball matchup. So we got a member or a representative from the Marlins and a representative from the Red Sox out there as they go through. And it looks like the Red Sox are going to be the home team taking the field. Number 7, Briggs Watson, did the rock, paper, scissors action there. So the first small victory of the day is the rock, paper, scissors standoff at home plate. And the Red Sox, sponsored by Stonell, coached by Molly McGuire, will take the field. So as she gets her defense set in place, we'll take a quick look at the Red Sox defense. We got Mac Larson, number 1, Evan Schwartz, number 3, Kinsley Serrell, number 4, Reagan Clark, number 5, Miller Davis, number 6. Miller, he showed up ready to go today. He's got his baseball pants on, matching red belt, and looks like he's going to be anchoring the shortstop position here in the top of the first inning. And then followed by Briggs Watson, number 7, Henry Krogh, number 8, Clayton Brecky's number 9, Declan Sandals, number 10, double sticks, number 11, Henry Silbernagel, and Eli Schwartz rounds out the lineup and the defense for the Red Sox. And the Marlins will be hitting here in the top of the first, and actually it kind of played out as the bracket would predict, with the Red Sox being the number 1 seed coming into the tournament, and they are going to be on defense first. Marlins came in as the 2 seed and fought their way through the bracket, and they will be our visitors here this morning. So we'll do our best with D1 T-ball. It's not a 3 outs division here. This is where I believe every batter gets a chance to hit, and then once the final batter steps up to the plate, they will announce last batter, and they will then let the play go till the end when the ball comes to the plate. So Alyssa Martin gets her hitter ready to go. That was number 2, Ellie Boyd. She hits the ball to shortstop. That was number 7. Nice play by number 7, Briggs Watson, with the throw over to first base. First baseman unable to gather that in, so Ellie Boyd is up on first base here to start this D1 T-ball division. Doing the catching here in the first inning is Clayton Brecky, number 9. He sets the ball back up on the tee, and Alyssa Martin, coach of the Marlins, gets her next batter up to the plate. Looks like we're going to have a left-handed hitter, number 9, Noah Rosted, hitting lefty at the bright blue bat. Gets the top half of that ball, rolls up in front. Briggs, what looks like Davis, makes the play, throws a one-hopper over to Silbernagel there at first base. Not quite in time. And so now the Marlins are in business. First 2 runners reach on seeing eye singles here right out in front of home plate. There's a defensive line out there between the pitching rubber and home plate where the players must stay behind so that no one can cheat up. And so the Red Sox set their defense. Number 7, Owen Nelson, takes a big left-handed hack and just gets a little bit too much of the tee on that first swing. Nelson steps in, got the white pants on today, red cleats. Hits a 2-hopper over to Davis. Yeah, that's Davis. Davis again gathers that ball in, makes a throw over to Silbernagel, but again, not in time. So bases are full of Marlins here in the top half of the first inning. And again, we mentioned all players get to hit through the lineup, so outs recorded just stop runs from scoring, but will not end the inning. Right-handed hitting batter now, purple shorts, pink cleats, got to like that look. And that's a first ball hit through the infield to the outfield. That was number 3, Presley Wilde. She hits the ball, it's out to the grass, still rolling. 2 runners are going to score. Now she's on her way to second base. That's Presley Wilde with a big double, 2 RBI double, scoring the first 2 runs of the game. And now we have runners on first and second for the Marlins here in the top half of the first. Big high leg kick, a la Kirby Puckett, number 4. That's Victor Gustafson, and that's a foul ball. Has to cross that line or the defense must stay behind. Davis rolls the ball back into his catcher, number 9, Clayton Brecky. Oh, watch out for that bat there, catcher. All right, here we go. Big leg kick, and the ball is in play by number 4, Victor Gustafson, to the pitcher spot. There, oh, Silbernagel can't quite hang on to first base. Nice play by Briggs Watson as he took that 2-hopper, stepped and threw over to Silbernagel. Ball bounced off the tip of his glove. A run will score, And we have runners at the corners for the Marlins, not an out yet recorded, so the Marlins have a chance to put a big number up here in the top half of the first inning. Red Sox defense getting settled in. Maybe have some of those big Friday jitters going on here. Got a nice crowd here this morning. It's about 76 degrees. That was number 10, Ariel Lemmer. And another one-hopper. That one bounces by Silbernagel at first. Another run comes in. And we have runners at first and second after that infield hit by Aria Lemmer. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Aria. Now we got third base is open. Next batter in for the Marlins is big number 1, Croy Kundi. Croy takes a big hack. That's a bouncer towards the first base side. Fielded, one hopper. And that one Silbernagel is able to round up, and he touches the base just in time before Croy touches the base. So Silbernagel with the play there after the throw from number 7, Briggs Watson, and an out is recorded. Now you got runners at second and third. A couple of batters left to go here for the Marlins as they get through their batting lineup. This is number 5, Dax Johnson. Dax and Jet, the Johnson brothers, both playing for the Marlins here this morning. Reminder that Division I T-ball is a 5- and 6-year-old division. So we're looking at kindergartners, first grade age kids. That ball hit by Dax just to pass the fair ball line, almost like a bunt single. The ball is fielded, but not in time. Briggs Watson made an effort there, but no chance to get the speedy Dax Johnson as he cruised down to first base, and a run scores. And again, runners at the corners for the Marlins. Now this is number 6, Jet Johnson, hitting from the opposite side of the plate, righty-lefty combo, back-to-back on the lineup. Number 6, Jax hits the ball shortstop side. No chance to make that play there for the infield as, Jet Johnson raced down the first baseline. Another run scores for the Marlins. 1, 2, 3. That's 6 that I've got in right now. And again, runners at first and second for the Marlins as we start to reach now the bottom portion of their lineup. This is number 8, Croy Ecker. Ecker steps in the box, hits a hot shot up the middle, bounces off the pitcher spot, and Silbernagel with the scoop, but the ball bounces in just before he could step on the base. A run scores. That was number 5, Dax Johnson coming across. He came all the way from second base on that play, and again we got runners at first and second. Good play by the infield, and even better play by Silbernagel, but the speed of Croy Ecker could not make that play. All right, we got last batter here, Henry Anderson. Henry Anderson hits the ball right up the middle. Ball bounces off Davis. Miller Davis throws it in. Catcher's going to field it. He has to get that ball on top of the tee, and he does it. That's a big play for the Red Sox here to end the top half of the first inning, as that ball gets fielded and put into the home plate area. The catcher must put the ball on top of the tee, and any runner that crosses the plate before that would count. No runs would count after the ball is put on top of the tee. So with that, the Marlins in the top half of the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs on roughly about 7 hits, I would say, and there were no Red Sox errors, maybe a couple of miscues, but at this level we do not count them as errors. We just count them as miscues because, that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. So not a bad start for the Marlins. Now we'll see what the Red Sox can do in their home half of the top or the bottom of the first inning, coming in as the number 1 seed. We'll take a quick peek at the bracket to see how these teams got here and mention some sponsors too while we're there. The Red Sox opened up on July 26th in the playoffs. They took on the Rangers, and they ousted the Rangers by 10 runs, 28-18 back at the end of July. And then the Rockies and Blue Jays played in the other half of that bracket, and the Blue Jays topped the Rockies 30-17, and that gave the Red Sox an opportunity to play the Blue Jays at Grotto Park right here on July 31st with a tight one. The Red Sox squeaked by 26-24 over the Blue Jays, diminishing the dreams of the Blue Jays of playing here on Big Friday. We'll talk about the Marlins half here in a little bit, but we're going to get the leadoff hitter here for the Red Sox. This is number 5 for the Red Sox, Reagan Clark. Reagan Clark stepping in, making sure the defense is set. Coach Molly McGuire of the Red Sox has her lineup ready to go, and the defense, the Marlins, we'll mention every player here in just a second after we get Reagan Clark's at-bat here underway. Reagan takes a big sweeping swing and just catches too much of the tee there. McGuire sets the tee back on, gets her players' feet set in the box. Reagan ready to go. Reagan just underneath that one again. Marlin's got the infield fairly well covered. She's going to have a hard time finding a gap in this infield. She hits top half the ball right back to the pitcher spot. Good speed down the line for Reagan. She beats that throw out. That was a play made by number 8, Croy Ecker, but Reagan too quick down the line, and the Red Sox are in business with their first base runner of the inning. So as we mentioned, that was Croy Ecker here at this pitcher's position. Now we got Eli Schwartz coming up in the 2 spot here for the Red Sox in this inning. Batting order will change. That ball rolls all the way through the infield. There's a chance to make a play at second base. And just not quite in time. That was a great play by the Marlins, looking to try to pick off the lead runner. But again, good speed by Reagan, and she beats that throw out to second base. And the Red Sox now are dealing here in the bottom half of the first. Now we got a left-handed hitting batter for the Red Sox. This is number 4, Kinsley Serrell. Ponytail through the hat. Got to love that look when it comes to playing a little ball. Does that ball pass the fair fall line? Looks like it just made the distance requirement there, and Serrell is on, and now the bases are full of Red Sox. With the bases loaded, Evan Schwartz steps up to the plate, number 3 for the Stone L Red Sox. Doing the catching duties here for the Marlins. We'll get a number on this young man. Looks like number 4, Victor Gustafson. Victor Gustafson in the crouch mode back behind home plate, waiting for a play at the plate. He will become a huge factor, especially when it gets to that last batter. Evan Schwartz gets that ball hit hard up the middle, picks up an RBI for the first run of the day for the Red Sox, and the bases stay loaded here in the bottom of the first. With the bases loaded, number 9, Clayton Brecky is going to come up to bat. Clayton hit for a high average during the summer season, hit around 800, and looks like that batting average could stay intact here as he makes a nice hit up the middle. But oh my gosh, what a play by number 8. That's Croy Ecker playing right up the middle in the pitcher's spot, and then he rifled a seed over to first base, and that ball was picked out of the dirt on one hop. We'll get the number of the first baseman here in just a second, but a nice play by the Marlins as they pick up their first out. So this is number 8, Henry Krogh. Henry had a solid inning on defense in the top half of the first. Now he comes up to the plate with runners on second and third. No force anywhere but first. We'll see how the Marlins play this. Henry takes a chopping swing and just catches the tee there. Sometimes if you lose your focus on the ball, it's easier to hit the tee instead of the ball. But you get a few chances here, and number 8, Henry Krogh, hits another foul ball. Ball fielded there by Coach McGuire. She gets him set, gives a little bit of advice, and he eyes it up, and there's a big hack. That ball will not quite make the distance requirement. So 2 across here for the Red Sox, with 2 more in scoring position here in the bottom half of the first inning. Okay, we're going to do a little adjustment with our equipment here. Sometimes the bat doesn't quite fit the size of the player, so we're going to get a new piece of lumber here. And Henry's now back in business. A little bit bigger barrel on this one. He's got the Rawlings Super Stick here. It's got a lot of fuel the way it reads on the bell. There, that one's going to roll up through the line. Again, fielded by the pitcher spot. Throws a nice long one hopper over to first, but not in time. Hard to get a ball past Croy Ecker, but he had to make a quick exchange from the glove to the hand, throwing that ball over to first base. And whether or not the ball was fielded cleanly, that play was going to be beat out by Henry Krogh. And now Declan Sandahl, number 10, is going to step into the box with the bases loaded. Bases full of Red Sox again. Need to get a couple more runs here to keep this one close. Remember, they're the 1 seed coming into this matchup, and the Marlins the 2 seed, so we expect this to be a close game. But anything can happen here on Big Friday here in Fergus Falls at Grotto Park this year. A little bit of a change from the last 10, 15 years probably for sure, as we've played our games over at Broadway Park. You know, and we were notified by the city of Fergus Falls. They had a little problem over at Broadway. That ball hit over to the second base side. Nice play, but the ball is fumbled around a little bit over at first base on the second hop and unable to make a clean play. And Evan Schwartz reaches safely, which brings us up to the next batter, number 1, Mac Larson. Mac also getting a chance to hit with the bases loaded here, and only a handful of hitters left for the Red Sox. Red Sox got 3 across, compared to 7 so far for the Marlins. Mac takes a big hack, sporting the matching red shorts, matches the sleeves of the jersey, and he's got the vintage Boston Red Sox hat on, and he's wearing his red Nike series. He steps in right-handed. Eyeing the ball. Defense is ready. And there's the ball. That's going to probably cover it. Crosses the distance line. Another nice play by our pitcher spot, number 8, Troy Ecker. Makes a strong throw to first, but the speed of Max Schwartz just too much for that play. And the Red Sox pick up another run here, and the bases remain loaded. Now, number 6, Miller Davis steps up to the plate. We talked about Miller Davis already in the program. He's got the gray pants, red belt. He's the big left-handed hitter for the Red Sox. Leads the team in all offensive categories. Hits that ball right back up the middle. Another one-hopper over to first base, and Briggs beats it out. Miller beats it out. And the Red Sox pick up another run, and the bases are still loaded. Fun to see these kids come out here and execute offensively here in the first inning for both teams. Defensively, it's a challenge because that ball has to cross the line. A lot of times they're charging the play and have to make a quick throw to try to get the runner at first. That ball takes a hard bounce off of the pitcher spot, and a very heads-up play by the Marlins. Now, I'll tell you what, that's just good baseball. I'm going to try to get a number on that young lady. She's wearing the pink and blue striped shorts, ponytail. The ball actually bounced off Troy Ecker, and she makes the play off of him, and it's going to score 1-6-5 for the out. Now that's last batter, Henry Silbernagel, number 11, with 2 runners on. He's going to be running around the bases. 1 runner's coming in. 1 run crosses the plate. Looks like we're going to have 2 for sure. That one crosses the plate. And Silbernagel doesn't quite make it all the way around, but in the end, 2 runs score. And Silbernagel has the big stick there at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe we got 8 for the Red Sox, 7 for the Marlins by my score. Again, my score is all unofficial until we get updates from the coaches here. And but after 1 complete, we got. Can we get a score check-in? What do we got, ma'am? What do you got for a score? Hey, what do you got for a score?
7-8.
That's what I got. All right, so we are in line with the official score here this morning. The Red Sox come back with that big swing by Henry Silbernagel as he gets 2 runs across, tying the game and then taking the lead there in the bottom half of the first. So as we continue here with our action here on Big Friday, it's always fun to, like we said, see these kids execute offensively. Now maybe the defenses will settle in here in the second inning. I'll tell you what, that play made by the Marlins, as that was number 10, Ariel Lemmer. She makes the play that took off a lead runner. Otherwise, the Red Sox would have a 2-run lead here probably in the bottom half of the first, going to the top of the second. So Marlins, sponsored by Dorn & Company, coming up to bat here as the Red Sox sets their defense. The Red Sox sponsored by Stone L. And so thanks again to our sponsors and our coaches, Coach Molly McGuire for the Red Sox, Alyssa Martin for the Marlins. And we'll get ready to go here in the top half of the second. New batting order, so number 7, Owen Nelson, left-handed stick, steps in there, and he takes a big sweeping swing and just misses that ball as he swings under it a little bit. He gets set back up. Coach Alyssa sets it in. Owen hits another foul ball. Defense of the Red Sox gearing up, getting ready. See right up the middle there. I think that's Henry Krogh sitting with his glove ready. Nice play, or nice hit there. Defensively, Davis tries to gather that one up, but not in time. Still makes the throw just to stretch the arm out for maybe the next one as the ball bounces past Silbernagel. But really no chance there for the Red Sox to make that play, as the first batter, Owen Nelson, for the Marlins was able to reach first base safely. Next batter for the Marlins, stepping in, takes a chopping swing. That's to Ellie Boyd. Ellie's got good speed. We talked about that in the first inning. Ellie races that one out. Silbernagel had to take a step back to field that bouncing ball, and as he stepped back, his foot came off the bag, and the speed of Ellie reaches safely. We got our first 2 runners on again here for the Marlins. Doing the catching duties here in the bottom of the second inning, or excuse me, top of the second inning, number 9, Clayton Brecky. As we mentioned, Clayton will come into play, especially on that play at last batter, but maybe a few force outs earlier in the inning. Big swing by number 1, Croy Cundy. Croy hits the ball hard, but right at somebody, right at Briggs Watson. Watson makes a good play with the glove, and the throw just not quite in time. So Croy reaches safely, and again, the bases are loaded. And as the bases are loaded, our next batter is going to step up to the plate for the Dorn and Company Marlins. Left-handed stick here, number 9. Noah Rostad steps up to the plate. Ooh, Noah, if he connects on that, it's going to travel for a while. Good cut by Noah. Get reset in the box there with Coach Martin helping him out. There it is, he connected. That was number 9, Noah Rostad. That ball makes it over to short right field, excuse me, short left field. Left fielder throws it in over the head of the third baseman, not in time to pick up a force out at third base. Heads up play there, trying to peg the lead runner, but the speed, once again, that's Ellie Boyd. No one can get her out on the bases. She's just a little too quick. Our bases are still loaded, 1 run in already, and number 3, Presley Wilde, is up to the plate. Defense set for the Red Sox. Presley with the pink cleats, purple shorts, a little blue sprinkled in there. Ponytail, no hat. Ooh, nice rip to the right field side. Through the right side of the defense, that's Kinsley Serrell trying to gather that one in. Now a second run's going to come in as the ball is held out there by Kinsley, and that's a 2 RBI single right there for the Marlins. Presley Wilde. 2 run score, and we have runners at first and second now for the Marlins in the top half of the second inning. Arya steps up to the plate. Arya had that nice play defensively in the bottom half of the first inning. So Arya steps up to the plate. Bases are not quite loaded. There's still an opportunity for a force at third base. She hits the ball to the right side. That ball gathered in. Throw over to Silbernagel. One hops and can't quite gather in. The call is safe at first base. That was a close play. Those one hoppers are tough on the first baseman. We use a little bit of a different type of ball for this league, and the ball is a little bouncier, so that ball bounced up and tipped Silbernagel's top hand, and he couldn't quite get his back foot on the base. So now the bases are loaded once again for the Marlins, and our next batter, number 4, Victor Gustafson, hits that ball up the middle. Silbernagel is able to snag that one hopper. A run does score, but they pick up an out on the base paths, and that's the first batter that is registered out this inning. But that was for Victor Gustafson, and he did pick up the RBI there. And we have 4 in here in the top of the second. There's a nice hit by number 11, Henry Anderson. That ball gets all the way through the infield, and he's going to run for a while. 1 run in, 2 runs coming in. Henry's at second base. They're telling him to go to third. Now he's turning the corner. He's on his way to third. That is a 2 RBI triple. He got put the stop sign. That's good sportsmanship by the coach there, as Coach Alyssa knows that it's probably safer to hold him at third base. No force, so he can score on the next ball put in play. But that 2 RBI triple is a big one here in the top half of the second inning, helping the Marlins notch a few more runs on the board. Stepping up is Croy Ecker. Croy played the pitcher spot in the top half of our bottom half of the second inning, made a number of plays defensively up the middle. Now let's see what he can do with his bat. Hits it right back to his own position. Ball fielded cleanly. Great throw over to first. Silbernagel not quite able to gather it up, so the run will score. And with that run coming in and Croy safe at first base, our next batter is going to step up. We got 2 more hitters here. Excuse me, this is the last batter of the inning. Nope, must have 2. 5. This is number 5, Dax Johnson, stepping up to the plate. Dax hitting right-handed, white pants. That ball spinning just past the fair line. And Dax reaches safely with runners at first and second. And now we have the last batter. My guess is that this is going to be Jet Johnson. Haven't mentioned his name yet in this part of the inning. The left-handed hitting brother. I'm guessing twins, but no proof of that quite yet. Jet Johnson steps into the plate. Runners on first and second, and last batter has been called. If he gets this ball through the infield, a couple runs could score. Just catches too much of the tee on that first hack. It does Jet. Jet and brother Dax. Dax wearing the long white pants. Jet wearing the long black socks. There it is. Nice line drive up the middle. Ball bounces through. It gets through to the grass. So we have runners coming around the bases really quickly for the Marlins. One run's in. Jet's coming in. Jet Johnson comes in. So Croy and Jet and Dax all score. Excuse me, Dax, then Jet. Jet with the big stick there as the last batter. That's a 3 RBI home run. And the Marlins put up a huge crooked number in the top half of the first. I've got 10 in. I only got 1 out on the bases. We will check that as here in just a minute. But did we get 10 in that inning? So there it is, 17 for the Marlins. That's a tough number to match for the Red Sox. They're going to really have to set their sights on station to station, getting base runners on base and put the ball in play and see what takes place here in the bottom of the second. I believe this is a 3-inning baseball game, T-ball game specifically, here on Big Friday. Going to mention a few of our other sponsors here for D1 T-ball. We mentioned that half of the bracket, the Blue Jays were sponsored by Lake Region Healthcare, and the Blue Jays beat the Rockies in that first round, and the Rockies were sponsored by Perks Coffee and Tea. Well, how did the Marlins get here? Well, the Marlins, the 2 seed, had to go through the Phillies back on July 26th, and they beat them by a score of 27-19. And the Phillies were sponsored by American Federal Bank. Special thanks to our sponsors and American Federal Bank of the Phillies. And then the Astros and Tigers were in the top half of that bracket. The Astros ousted the Tigers in a very tight game on July 26th, 9 o'clock in the morning. And at that 9 a.m. tilt, the Astros scored 21 and the Tigers 20. So that set up the semifinal matchup between the Astros and the Marlins. The Astros are sponsored by Prairie's Edge Dental. And so the Prairie's Edge Dental Astros then took on the Marlins, and we've mentioned a few times that the Marlins are sponsored by Dorn and Company, and that was a tight one on July 31st at 9 a.m. where the Marlins beat them 21-20. Bringing us here to Big Friday with the Red Sox and the Marlins. Now the Red Sox coming up to the plate, bottom of the second. Big hit right up the middle. That's number 9, Clayton Brecky. Clayton on his wheels, and he gets to first base unattested, and the Red Sox are starting to roll here as they come through their second time. Always that second time through the lineup. The jitters are out. They've gotten a few hacks in, and again, offensively, both teams have been pretty salty, but let's see what the defense can do here for the Marlins in the bottom of the second. 1 seed versus 2 seed, so we expect solid baseball all the way around. Good hitting, good fielding. And there's a nice stick. That's number 1, Mac Larson. Mac hits that ball up the middle, and a great throw and play. They pick up an out. That was number 4, Victor Gustafson. Gustafson makes the throw over to first base, and the runner advances, but that out on the base paths is picked up by the sharp defense of the Marlins. Doing the catching here in the bottom of the second, number 5, Dax Johnson. Dax had that single that set up the big homer by Jet. Now for the Red Sox, this is number 13, Eli Schwartz. Schwartz, he hits it up the middle, and that ball rolls all the way to the grass. Runners can keep running, and the run will score. That was number 9, Clayton Brecky, coming all the way around. Eli Schwartz opted to stay at first base. Didn't want to run into an out there at second base. That ball hit the straightaway center field. And so we have 1 on and 1 in for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second. Bringing up number 4, Kinsley Serrell. Left-handed hitting, ponytail wearing Kinsley. Hits that ball right up the middle. 3-hopper to the pitcher spot. Rolls past the pitcher. Now that ball's going to be thrown into center field. Overthrow. That was number 8, Croy Ecker. making the first attempt at a play, and then number 2, Ellie Boyd, I think, picked that ball up and threw it, and there was no one there to cover the bag. So, got runners at first and second, and we've got Henry. I heard someone say Henry. Let's try to get a jersey number on this young man. Waiting for the ball to be put up on the tee. This is number 10, Declan Sandall. Declan steps in, takes a big whack, gets just the top part of that baseball, fouling it off, stays alive here. 2 on, 1 out. Again, outs don't matter, but they do eliminate the prospect of a run. So the Red Sox got some work to do here with the Marlins playing some solid defense after a strong inning offensively. Declan hits that ball up the middle, through, and the speed of number 4, Kinsley Serrell, puts the pressure on the defense. She beats that throw or ball to second base, and now the bases are loaded after that single by Declan Sandall. Now stepping up to the plate, number 8, Henry Krogh. Henry, strong defensively up the middle. Swings a big bat, stepping in, bases loaded. Just misses that one. Picks up a roller off the tee. Defense of the Marlins looking to see if they can get a runner out on the base path somewhere. Depending on where the ball is hit, take the outs that they give you, play the ball where it's hit. So force outs everywhere. We'll see how the Red Sox approach this offensively with, the ball rolls off the tee there. With Henry at the plate. Henry Krogh stepping in. Hits that ball solid up the middle. Goes over to first base, but at the speed of Henry Krogh gets to first base. Nice play again by Croy Ecker, but those outs at first are hard to register. So 1 run comes in, and the Red Sox are starting to roll, bases loaded. And our next batter stepping up to the plate is going to be Briggs Watson. Briggs steps up, the bases loaded. A little bit of a hole on the left center side. 5-6 hole we call that, but he hits up the middle towards second base. Chance for an out on the bases, but that ball rolls through the defense. Maybe some miscommunication there, as the Marlins had 2 players going for the ball, and neither of them came up with it, so that will get another run in for the Red Sox, and the bases are still loaded. And now number 5, Reagan Clark, steps up. Reagan's got a ponytail, and she's even got a little blue sparkle in that hair today. Maybe that's for Big Friday, maybe that's just something for the summertime, who knows. But you gotta like it when these kids bring a little bit of their personality into their game here. 3 on, 3 in, 1 out. That ball is not gonna quite make the required line of fair play there, so the ball will be put back on the tee by Coach McGuire. Reagan stepping in, looking to put the ball in play and let the wheels of the Red Sox round the bases here. There she is, top half the ball. That ball fielded by Croy Ecker. And Croy Ecker does get an out on the bases. That is a big out because it eliminates the possibility of run, but the bases remain loaded. And Henry Silbernagel steps up to the plate. Henry was the last batter in the first inning, now hitting in about that 7 hole. Hits the ball up the middle, right back. Ecker again, ball bounces up off the heel of his glove. 1 run comes in. So Silbernagel delivers, and no out recorded on the base paths. So the Red Sox in business here, bases loaded, 4 in, 2 outs on the base paths. Number 6, Miller Davis, left-handed swinging Miller Davis. Again, we mentioned leading the Red Sox this summer in all offensive categories. And now with an opportunity with bases loaded here on Big Friday. There it is, a big shot up the middle. That's going to roll all the way through. You can see it from here out to the grass. Red Sox rounding the bases. She's being waved around. 2 RBI single by Miller Davis as that goes up the middle, scoring number 5, Reagan Clark. 2 runs in, 2 on, and about 2 batters left. Nope, 1 batter. Last batter, Evan Schwartz, stepping up to the plate for the Red Sox. A lot of excitement in the air here as the Marlins now have the task of trying to relay that ball into the catching position and put the ball on the tee before any runners cross the plate. Ooh, big high leg kick, left-handed swing here by our hitter, Evan Schwartz. If Evan connects, it could roll for a while. Especially this summer, we've had some pretty dimsel drought conditions, so the field's playing a little hard. Hard to keep water on these fields. Ball rolls through the middle. Evan gets the ball up the middle. Ball is rolling into our catcher. That's number 5, Dax Johnson. Dax gets the ball on the tee, but I think they're going to say a run scored. And we will get an official score update here after the coaches connect. But I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe they had 7 in, which would give us 15. 15, 17. So 15, 17 total. All right, we are still on track with the same scoreboard. So the Red Sox pick up 7 in the bottom half of the second after the Marlins played at 10 in the top of the inning. And so we have a tight ball game here as a score after 2 complete. The Marlins 17, the Red Sox 15. And that was a tight one there in the bottom of the second inning as the catcher was able to get the ball on the tee, but shortly before he could do so, the runner for the Red Sox was able to put the toe on the plate. So that run did count, keeping this a 2-run game. And we'll be back here with more live action here after this break. Here we go, top half of the third inning, final inning of this Division I T-Ball Big Friday Championship game. Owen Nelson leading off for the Marlins, left-handed hitting number 7. Ball is fielded cleanly by Henry Silbernagel with the throw over to first base. And a big out is recorded right here to start the top of the third as Owen Nelson is retired. So a little defensive shakeup. Silbernagel playing in that shallow second base position. And I'll get a number on that first baseman here in just a minute. But that first out is a big out, and they recorded that. And now number 9, Noel Rosted steps up the plate. He hits that ball directly up the middle, and that's going to roll all the way to the outfield. A solid seeing eye single by Rosted. Now he's going to turn that single into a double as the defense of the Red Sox has to rally to get that ball out of center field and into the infield. And now the Marlins have a runner on second base. Defensively, the Red Sox have the field pretty well covered with their 11 players, but that ball found its way through. A lot of top spin on it. The ball hit well, and those are very difficult to field. Like we said, the bouncing ball, hard infield. So smart heads-up base running, stretching that into a double. Now for the Marlins, stepping in is Ellie Boyd. Ellie gets just a piece of that one. It's not going to meet the required line for distance, so she will get another chance. That will be registered as a fall ball. Ellie steps in. Number 5 for Red Sox is doing the catching. That is Reagan Clark. Ellie runs that one out. We've talked about Ellie's speed here all day, and she cruises into first base safely after that ball hit up here in the middle of the pitcher's area. I think Silbernagel fielded that ball, made the throw, but not in time. Now we got runners at the corners for the Marlins, top of the third inning. Presley Boyd steps in. Presley Wilde, excuse me. Presley, oh, the ball is actually thrown and hits Presley's arm as she's running to first, so that'll, unfortunately for the Red Sox, make it tough to make a play at first base. That's number 7 over there, Briggs Watson, doing the anchoring at first base. But it looks like the Marlins are in business as one run is in, and we have runners at first and second after Presley Wilde hit that ball and reached safely. Number 4, Victor Gustafson, had a big play defensively in this inning. He reaches with a solid single to the right side of the infield, and the bases are loaded. So after that hit by Victor, Gustafson now stepping up to the plate. I believe this is number 8, Croy Ecker. Croy sporting the, looks to be maybe possibly a perm. Looks a little bit more like maybe John Kruk back in the 90s. And he's got a big swing like John Kruk, if you've ever been familiar with the major league player John Kruk, who played back in the 90s. And that's a big hit by Croy Ecker. That ball's going to roll for a while. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Croy's on his way to second, cruising into third now. He's turning the corner. That's going to be a 3 RBI triple. And he is actually going to make that all the way home. The ball not even off the grass yet. That is a grand slam home run for Croy Ecker. A la John Kruk. You know, you mentioned a great player and another player makes the play. He did get the stop sign, ran right through the stop sign as he knew that he had the speed to beat the throw home. And in fact, the ball hadn't even come out of the outfield grass yet. So the big stick of the Marlins, Croy Ecker, brings some excitement to the dugout, and 4 runs come in on 1 swing. So the Red Sox will have to reset defensively here. No runners on, and the next batter for the Marlins picking out her lumber as she gets ready to step up to the plate. Looks like it's Aria Lemmer. Aria steps in, nobody on base. Only play for the Red Sox will be to try to make a play at first. Aria with a solid shot to the right side of the infield. Silbernagel off the tip of his glove. Can't quite make the play. Oh, and Aria just beats the throw. That's a nice heads-up play by number 3, Evan Schwartz. As Silbernagel was stretching for that ball, it tipped his glove right over to Evan Schwartz. Schwartz picked it up, made the throw to first, but not quite in time as Aria Lemmer reached safely. So the Marlins have 1 on, 4 already in here in the bottom half or top half of the 3rd inning. If they continue to rack up the runs in this inning, it might almost be unattainable for the Red Sox to catch up with the limited number of hitters. That was number 1, Croy Kundi. Croy hit that ball right at the middle. Silbernagel makes the play, throws a 2-hopper over to first, and just didn't quite get there in time. And Croy has reached safely today, and the Marlins have runners at first and second. Looks like number 11, Henry Anderson's going to pick out a bat and come up to the plate. Ball is set on the tee by Reagan Clark, the catcher doing the duties here in the top half of the 3rd for the Red Sox. Henry Anderson with a big swing. That ball bounces all the way through. And that ball got all the way through to the grass. Henry's going to keep running. 1 run's going to come in. 2 runs are going to come in as Aria scores. And number 1, Croy Kundi scores, and it looks like another run is going to score as he is not going to stop. Henry Anderson delivers a 3-run home run here in the top of the 3rd. So the pressure really being put on by the Marlins now. The Red Sox defensively being challenged. When that ball gets through up the middle, it's creating opportunities for the Marlins to run wild on the bases. This was number 6, Jet Johnson. Jet Johnson hits a shot up the middle off Silbernagel's glove. Tough play there. And Jet is on reaching safely. So we love to see here. If you can see down the camera, we've got coaches tying shoes for kids. I tell you what, these are 5- and 6-year-olds. They might play like big leaguers, but they're still just little kids at heart. Well, it looks to be like the right-handed swinging Johnson brother, Dax Johnson's coming up the plate. And Dax is the last batter, so the Red Sox got a recorder out here or they might be in trouble in their half of the inning. So that's number 5, Dax Johnson. Right side, Silbernagel picks it up, throws a 1-hopper home to number 5. That's number 5, Reagan Clark, and Reagan sets it on the tee. So the early inning efforts of the Marlins do the damage, and the last batter, the brothers combination of Dax and Jet Johnson, unfortunately unable to add to the total, but after 2.5 innings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more runs come in. So I've got a total of 24 for the Marlins and 15 for the Red Sox. What'd you get there? So I got 1 miscue. They have 8, and I had 7, so we're going to go 25, 15. That's actually correct because I had 1 out on the bases and the last 2 didn't score, so that number does add up. I just missed a box here, and so the Red Sox have 15, and they have 11 batters, so 10 of the 11 have to score to tie, and all 11 have to score if the Red Sox want to walk them off in victory here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pretty exciting game here for Big Friday, the first game of the day. 4 games being played today. We started here at the 9 a.m. Division I T-ball division. The Marlins sponsored by Dorn & Company, Red Sox sponsored by Stonell. Coming up later this morning will be the D2 Toss Big Friday playoffs. That's 7 and 8-year-olds. So we'll talk about those teams here in just a little bit. And then our day goes with the minors and the majors as we round out the noon and afternoon game. So now coming up to bat, Eli Schwartz leading it off. The Red Sox needing runners here in the bottom of the 3rd. Eli with the high leg kick as he gets ready to make a swing, just taps the ball off the tee. That was just a warm-up swing. Eli with the high fly ball right side. That's a good start for the Red Sox. That ball goes all the way through. They're going to send him. Eli shakes it off. He's not going to turn that into a double. Uh-oh. Now he's going. Ooh. And now we had a little confusion on the bases. We got parents yelling over the coaches. Coaches trying to make coaching decisions. Eli standing safely at second is the result. With the leadoff man on, we're going to give that a double. Eli Schwartz, leadoff double. And it looks like Declan Sandahl is going to step up to the plate with a runner on second base. Declan hits the ball towards the shortstop side. Ball fielded by the Marlins. 2-hop throw over to first, and Declan beats it out. That was a close play at first base. I'll tell you what, tip your cap to the Marlins defense, not giving up on that one. And also tip your cap to Declan Sandahl, who legged that baby out and just beats the throw and step by the first baseman over at first base. Number 4, Kinsley Serrell now steps up. Runners at the corners for Kinsley. Kinsley hits that ball up the middle. Oh, that ball handled very well by Croy Ecker, but Croy loses a handle on it when he makes the throw to first. And Kinsley reaches safely with a single. 1 run in now, and the Red Sox are rally capping in business here. They have runners at first and second, and the 4th batter of the inning stepping up to the plate, which is number 9, Clayton Brecky. Brecky coming up to the plate with runners at first and second. Marlins yet to register an out in this half of the inning, which is key for the Red Sox, as every run is going to count. That ball fielded by number 1, Croy Cundy. Croy heads up play, tries to catch the lead runner off guard at third base, but that rolling throw, not quite in time. And the Red Sox fill the bases here in the home half of the 3rd inning. It's only a 3-inning game, so this is a critical part of the ball game. Henry Krogh steps up to the plate with bases loaded. Marlins look to take a runner out of the base pass. Bouncing ball up the middle, fielded by Ecker. And there's an out recorded on the base pass. Ecker makes the nice play, heads up play, gets the runner out at first, but 1 run does come in. And we have runners at second and third for the Red Sox, with Evan Schwartz coming up the plate, left-handed hitting Evan Schwartz. Evan with a big swing. He's got that high leg kick a la Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett was not a lefty, but that leg kick does help get a little extra pep in your step, a little strength in your swing. Ooh, spun himself around on that one. Just missing. If he gets a hold of it, it's going to go. There it is. High fly ball, left side of the infield. Bounces past the shortstop position in what we're going to call shallow left field. And another run comes in as number 4, Kinsley Serrell, scores. And now, after that big swing, we have runners at the corners. So we got some excitement here brewing on the first part of the day of Big Friday here at Grotto Park. Henry Silbernagel is going to step in. Runners at the corners. Silbernagel, strong summer this summer. Led the team in all defensive categories, and offensively, he was right there with Davis. Hits that ball up the middle. The ball is tossed by Ecker out into center field. Unfortunately for Ecker, no one was covering up the bag, and the ball did not find a home until it landed softly in the grass. So there's an RBI for Silbernagel, and runners at first and second. So the Red Sox doing what they need to do, but one more out recorded on the base paths by the Marlins, and by my math, the Red Sox cannot complete the comeback. Right now, the best they can hope for is a tie, as they trailed by 10 coming in this inning. 4 in already. That ball hit high in the air. That's number 5, Reagan Clark. Reagan speeding down the first base line, and she is safely at first, loading the bases. And we are getting down to the wire here. Just a couple of batters, a handful of batters left for the Red Sox. 4 runs in. They need 6 more to tie. Bases are loaded, and about 3 batters left. So that, by my math, means everybody has to score, including the last batter. But again, unofficial at this point. This is Mac Larson. Mac Larson, the right-handed hitting Red Sox, stepping up to the plate. If he squares one up, it could bounce through for a few RBIs. There it is, right side of the infield. It bounces through. And there it is. That ball was fielded by number 6, Jet Johnson. He makes a throw over to first, just not quite in time. And now the score is tightening up even more. We've got bases loaded, another one in. 2 hitters left. This is number 6, Miller Davis, and a big spot here for the Red Sox. Left-handed hitting Miller Davis. He hits the ball squarely towards the shortstop position, off the foot heels of number 1, Croy Cundy. Croy couldn't quite find the ball in time, and Miller Davis adds to his batting average and to his RBIs for the season, plating that run. And we are at number 7, Briggs Watson. If Briggs completes the grand slam, we'll have a tie game. So this is a big one for the Marlins and the Red Sox, depending on who you're cheering for. I am neutral in this contest. There it is. Ball hit up the middle. Backhand play by number 4, Victor Gustafson. Victor throws it home. Ball bounces by to the catcher, number 3, Presley Wilde. She fields it no problem. Presley puts the ball on the tee. Only 1 run's going to come in. That's going to end the hopes and dreams for the Red Sox to take home the Big Friday championship. And the Marlins come out victorious. The big inning for the Marlins was the second inning when they put 10 runs across. So by my final tally, I got a 25 score for the Marlins, 22 for the Red Sox, crowning our first Big Friday champion of the day, the Marlins, sponsored by Dorn & Company, coached by Alyssa Martin. Again, for the Marlins, we had Croy Cundy, Ellie Boyd, Pressler Wilde, Victor Gustafson, Dax and Jet Johnson, Owen Nelson, Croy Ecker, Noah Rosted, Aria Lemmer, and Henry Anderson. So congratulations to the Marlins, and again also the Red Sox, sponsored by Stonell, coached by Molly McGuire.
And to the Red Sox for the runner-up. That game, guys, final score was 25-22.
So you heard that straight from the leadership of Pam Monksfeld, 25-22.
We'll go out under the banners. We'll take some team pictures.
So now it's time for the pomp and circumstance as we get ready to award the runner-up Red Sox, sponsored by Stonell and Coach Molly McGuire. Mac Larson, Evan Schwartz, Kinsley Serrell, Reagan Clark, Miller Davis, Briggs Watson, Henry Krogh, Clayton Brecky, Declan Sandahl, Henry Silbernagel, and Eli Schwartz. So congratulations to both teams on a well-played game. And we look forward to more Big Friday action here at Grotto Park here in sunny Fergus Falls.
Wow.
Well, that was right down to the wire.
Yeah, something.
Grand Slam would have tied it.
Woulda. Are you looking at that though? My team would have had it. And I lost by what? 1 or 2 to
What was your team?
Blue Jays. They were like the 4th seed, I think.
Blue Jays lost 26-24.
To
Yeah.
Should have been me and Molly and Big Friday.
Yeah.
That would have been a better game.
Well,
Our kids just didn't make plays today.
No, they did not record enough outs.
Just locking it down. No, I had a kid on my team that could like 3 half defense. For T-ball.
Well, good
Where do you
coaching.
find that?
Hey, recruiting.
Recruiting.
He's probably from Alec.
You think so? He was a little bit older than the rest of them too, but he's in the same grade.
Check birth certificates.
Yeah. My name's Carlos.
Yeah.
I'm 12. I'm 12. What time does the toss game start? You know, Shane?
What?
What time the toss game starts? 10:15.
I don't know.
Mav, we'll be on this side then.
B, what side are we on? And Mav lost his glove. Do we have spares, or do I need to try to find one? You have...
I guess we have spares.
Hi, Tatum! Hi, Tatum! It's all your friends! Mav made it!
I just spent my day watching TV. Saturday or Sunday. Holiday. Got to go watching. Just tell me. I will. You guys can shop at whatever time. Oh, I usually that like once a month. That's really good. Right around the parking lot. What? What do you mean?
Right here.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that thing picks it up pretty well, I guess. Yeah, so I don't have to have a big microphone or anything. Works pretty good. How was the view back there?
Very sunny.
Yeah.
But I got some sunglasses now. There's a pretty okay size mark, but I can it's sunglasses like this.
Oh yeah, you do got a little scratch on there, don't you?
But I can see.
You know, that's a great question.
Jimmy disappeared somewhere.
Yeah, he's probably making sure everything's finely tuned, right? All right, let's.